You open your eyes, and fun fact, the very eyes you're seeing with are now the last of their kind. No, you're not a king. You're not some chosen one from a prophecy. You're a kid from a hidden tribe. You have a gift, a special, beautiful gift, and it's going to get every single person you love killed. They're called the Scarlet Eyes. When you feel a rush of emotion, your irises blaze with a deep, beautiful crimson that the sickest collectors in the world will pay a fortune for. It's not a superpower, it's a bullseye painted on your face from birth. Your people tried to hide, living in seclusion, knowing that their very biology made them a target. But you can't hide from greed forever. One day you leave the village, just for a little while. Maybe you were told to. Maybe you just wanted to see the outside world. It doesn't matter. What matters is that when you come back to a graveyard. The quiet is the first thing that hits you. Then the bodies, dozens of them. Your friends, your family, your entire world slaughtered. All their eyes, they're gone. Just empty. Hollow sockets, staring up at the sky. In that moment, you aren't given a choice. You're not inspired to become a hero. You're handed a to-do list from the depths of hell, written in the blood of your family. Task 1, hunt down the butchers who did this, a band of thieves known as the Phantom Troupe. Task 2, reclaim every last stolen pair of your people's eyes, wherever they may be. The list is your life now. You tell yourself, I do not fear death. What I fear is that my rage will one day fade away. With this, the work is all there is, and there are no days off. But a lifetime of work requires the right tools. The only problem is the people you're hunting are some of the most powerful and sadistic criminals on the planet. You, a traumatized teenager, stand absolutely no chance. You need an edge. You need power. And this is where things go from tragically unlucky to strategically suicidal. You learn about a new thing called Nen. It's the art of controlling your own life energy, your aura. Most people train for decades to master it. You don't have that kind of time, so you find a shortcut. A loophole in the system called a vow and restriction. It's simple. You make a deal with the devil, and the devil is you. You set an extreme, life-threatening rule upon yourself, and in exchange, your Nen gets a ridiculous power boost. And the terms you set for yourself aren't just terrible, they're a masterclass in self-mutilation. First, you conjure chains, 5 of them, 1 for each finger. One of them, your chain jail, is designed to wrap around a member of the Phantom Troupe and completely shut off their powers. It's unbreakable. The condition? You forge a blade of pure Nen and aim it at your own heart. If you ever use that chain on someone who isn't a member of the troupe, that blade will instantly pierce your heart and it will kill you. No trial, no do-overs, one mistake and you execute yourself. But that's not even the worst part. When your eyes turn scarlet, you activate your ultimate ability, Emperor Time. It's a god mode. You become a perfect master of every Nen type, making you one of the most versatile fighters alive. The price? For every single second that Emperor Time is active, 1 hour of your own lifespan is burned away. Yes, you fuel your power by literally feeding it to your future. You prove this whole self-destructive theory works when you face Uvogin, the troupe's strongest brawler. You capture him, you beat him, you execute him. It's your first real victory, but it doesn't feel like a win, 'cause, well, it ain't. It's a proof of concept, proof that your suicide pact with yourself is the only viable path forward. And now you have to see it through the bitter, rapidly approaching end. You're becoming a perfect machine for this mission. Cold, efficient, and self-destructing by design. There's just one tiny inconvenient glitch in the system. You made friends. Their names are Gon, Killua, and Leorio. You met them during your hunter exam, and against your better judgment, you formed a genuine bond. They're loyal, they're kind, and they represent a life you could have had. A life without revenge. A life of actual, living. They are an exit ramp off your highway to hell, and you deliberately refuse to take it. You don't just push them away, you actively lie to them, hiding the life-draining, self-executing nature of your powers because you know they would try to stop you. You see their care not as a comfort, but as a project delay, a human resources problem in your one-man war. This all comes to a head in a place called York New City. It's supposed to be your masterpiece. The entire Phantom Troupe are all gathered in one place. You have a clean, simple plan, and you give your friends one simple instruction. Stay away. But amateurs don't follow instructions. They try to help. And in doing so, they manage to turn themselves from allies into liabilities, getting captured and becoming bargaining chips for the very monsters you're hunting. Your perfect, cold-blooded equation for revenge has just been contaminated by a messy human variable. You're forced into a transaction, your ultimate prize, the trope's leader, in exchange for your friends' lives. When the trade is done, you don't feel relief. You feel the quiet, seething frustration of a master architect watching toddlers finger paint all over his blueprints. All that precision, all that planning, ruined by sentiment. There's no grand, tragic lesson here, no tearful realization. There is only a cold, hard update to your operational parameters. You log the data from the entire fiasco, and the conclusion is simple. Friendship, a net loss, a liability to be minimized in all future operations. So you act on your new data, you treat friendship as a liability it is, and you disappear. You cut ties, focus on the work, and hunt for your clan's eyes in the shadows. Years pass, you get stronger, colder. You even manage to climb the ranks of the Hunter Association, becoming one of its elite zodiacs. And then you get your first big assignment with this new promotion. You're a bodyguard for a baby. You're now the head of security for the infant 14th prince of the Kakin Empire, aboard a giant ship heading to a new world. Except it's not a cruise. It's a cage, a floating coffin where the royal family has decided to kick off a succession war. 14 princes, one winner, and the only rule is that the other 13 have to die. This isn't a clean hunt anymore. This is a 24/7 nightmare of paranoia. You're surrounded by armies of assassins, sociopaths, and living nen beasts, all playing a chess game of murder, and you're just trying to keep your infant client from becoming a casualty. And for the final, ridiculous plot twist that nobody asked for, guess who else is on the ship, hunting for treasure? The rest of the Phantom Troupe. You are literally trapped in a metal box with your worst enemies, but you're so busy with your hellish babysitting job that you can't even make a move. The worst part is that, to survive, to analyze all the enemy abilities and protect your charge, you have to keep Emperor Time active for hours on end. That lifespan you were burning through in seconds-long battles before, it's now hemorrhaging away, just to get through another stressful workday. You're not dying for the sake of your revenge anymore. You're actively dying from job-related stress. But this high-stakes bodyguarding gig, the one that's actively killing you, is just your day job. Your real work, the lifelong project you pursue in the shadows, is infinitely more grotesque. Your quest to reclaim the Scarlet Eyes isn't a series of righteous battles. It's a slow crawl through the sick, decadent underbelly of the world. You spend your nights infiltrating black markets, auctions, where bored billionaires bid on your family's remains like they're vintage art. You have to trade information. And you have to make deals with depraved collectors who see the source of all your pain as a thrilling conversation piece for their trophy room. And when you win, there's no triumph, there's no justice. You get handed a glass jar filled with formaldehyde. You stare through the murky liquid at the perfectly preserved eyes of a childhood friend, an aunt, a village elder. You're not holding a sacred relic. You're holding evidence from a crime scene. A piece of someone you loved, now reduced to an object. The most twisted part is that to hunt these collectors, you've had to become one yourself. Your life's work is now the sympathetic acquisition of your own people's severed body parts. The very obsession that destroyed your life is now your own. You hunt, you retrieve, you secure the next piece for your collection. But what's the endgame? You can't give them back. There's no one to return them to. You're just the lonely, obsessive curator of a graveyard that fits in a briefcase. And so it all comes down to this. Trapped on a ship, bleeding your life away for a job that isn't your primary mission, while the monsters you've sworn to destroy are just a few decks below your feet. The chains you forged from your own souls years ago, they were supposed to be a tool for your quest, a weapon to win your freedom from the past. But as you look down at your hands now and realize the truth, the physical chains were never the real trap. You're bound by the chains of a promise that you made to the ghosts. By the chains of a hatred that replaced your personality, by the chains of powers that are eating you alive from the inside out, and that's the final stucky truth of being you, Kurapika. You put on the chains to become strong enough to hunt monsters. The only problem is, you can never take them off. The victory might be out there, but the person who set out to win it is already gone. Liking this video won't bring your clan back, but it shows your data is aligned with ours. Subscribe for more operational debriefings on why it sucks to be your favorite heroes. And comment with another character whose life is a masterclass in suffering.